Hello, welcome to my channel and my love to all of you. This is Anshu Sharma here. Most parents rest in the knowing my child is going to a school of our choice. We are working hard and paying huge fees, but it is worth as his future is secured in getting a secured long-term paying job. But the reality is very different as the school education system is geared towards raising order followers, robotic, dumbed down, and obedient children, stripped of pride in their cultural, moral, ethical, religious, and national identities, and children who cannot think for themselves. Reference of the book is given below on which this talk is based on. Unaware to most, implementation of the plan to reform education system to suit Illuminatis has been going on for centuries. Their basic philosophy is we need to create a crisis to get a consensus in order to bring about the change. Western world education system has been exposed to Hegelian dialectical process that not only being employed to secure and sustain absolute world power for the Illuminati. It also has thoroughly penetrated the worldwide education system. A deliberately created education crisis is created to move Illuminati agenda forward by offering radical reforms in the education system that are sold to public as fixing the crisis. The crisis is never fixed and the new reforms introduced set the stage for the next crisis. This cycle continues. Hegel believed the state is the absolute reality and the individual himself has only objective existence only in his capacity as a member of the state, basically implying general public should be in service of the state. In the years 1990 to 1921, this idea propagated by Dewey strongly influenced Chinese education practice and later adopted world over. Please take note, it is people's fourth or fifth generation that is being molded. We all have been educated and are living under its influence. The only way we can free ourselves is to be aware of it and make others aware of it also, and then take action to rectify the system. Proposed by B.F. Skinner in 1948, we need a new and more perfect order in which children are reared by the state rather than by their parents and are trained from birth to demonstrate only desirable behavior and characteristics, obviously in favor of the state. In short, their belief is people are naive and manipulated. They just have to be trained like dogs with biscuits. The main idea since then have been to create robotic children through various programs, computer games, and later on through movies and cartoons. As human beings, our behavior is controlled by our morals and ethics, acquired through thousands years of evolution and tried and tested parenting. If humans do not wake up and take necessary action, all seeds of culture, values, morals, and ethics can be destroyed in just one generation. Parents have to pay serious attention to their parenting. Take assistance from elders and their chosen religious organizations and support groups in order to avoid their children being used as raw products in schools' factories, where they are being shaped and formed into finished products for the use of the ruling class. Specifications are coming from government and industrialists in preparing our children to become dumbed down vassals of new world order. Elites want men and women to be docile, industrious, punctual and thoughtless. They want children to be better than parents in parental jobs, thus creating a caste-based society. Elite's plan is to raise two classes of children. One, order followers of the lower strata, public schooling based, where basic education is given, not much emphasis on practical maths and scientific concepts. And then there is another, members of the governing class through private schooling is being reared. These children are being taught and shaped in order to be useful to the rulers in carrying out tasks such as running corporations, accounting, engineering, medicines, computers, and scientific research extra. Here also, the focus is on serving and order following. Example, doctors have to follow guidelines of WHO and medical boards. Same goes with engineers, signing non-disclosure agreements. Researchers are not given grants if they do not toe the line. Their papers are not published. Any job they apply requires submitting published papers. As per future projection of Illuminati plans, governing class will be selected, some from birth, some during the first 3 years of life, and some within the ages 3 to 6. They will be then trained in sciences from infancy to 21 in the areas where the child shows the aptitude. Their diet will be special. They will be guarded from contact with the ignorant and unscientific. Obviously, parents and the community does not fit into this agenda. School system will change with rising awareness, but there are steps we can take in our personal lives right now. First and foremost, we have to be tolerant of signs of revolt and defiance and lack of respect and regard towards our cultural heritage, religion, values, morals, ethics, and patriotism from our very near and dear ones, and obviously from our children. They are saying and doing what they have been taught. Then slowly we go about discussing, informing, and educating them. In life, better are people who are not rigid, who are flexible to do multitasking, who are conscious of their own character and their duty towards their own family and also their duty towards society and humanity. Based on others and children's natural interest and passions, we can encourage them to further excel in the areas of their choice. Parents need to watch closely the natural interest and choices their children are making and encourage them a bit more in those chosen areas. Taking care, inauthentic, and inappropriate praise and making children feel they are special and talented may instill a false sense of superiority complex. As per instructions, the school system is discouraging initiative and children are being taught to be docile and subordinate. Conscious parenting at home can encourage children to take initiative and decide for themselves. Too much focus on rote, not practical training and practical learning, professionalism, and having a logical scientific approach makes people mostly left brain orientated. Being cut off from their intuition and sensitivity that right brain provides, such individuals have difficulty forming relationships and having a flexible approach to life. They do not see themselves as part of the whole, part of their own family, a part of their own community, a part of their own nation, and then humanity. Conscious discussions and participation in yoga, meditation, alternate healing modalities, different ways of thinking and doing, and various spiritual practices, informing them about their own morals and values through the religion can take care of that. Classic blueprint for the public schooling system caters to making worker drones, not questioning socio-political order or thinking for themselves. Children are being made to get used to not being stimulated. Such children, when they grow, remain fearful of losing their jobs if they are not obedient and compliant. With awareness, we can take countermeasures through opening stimulating discussions on real life issues and watching cultural, historical, and uplifting programs. Starting from top, Rockefeller and other foundations, in the name of philanthropy, are pushing their agendas in school, colleges, universities, radio, television, movies, libraries, clubs, and other agencies of mass communication. Training is being given in what to think and what not to. Needless to say, parents and children both are being trained to, to think what they want us to think, while taking our attention away from what is important and what is to be paid attention to. Their agenda is we are not to raise up from people authors, orators, poets, lawyers, doctors, preachers, and politicians. The intent is to brainwash or mold, to regiment our caste system, abandonment of traditions, reduce intelligence to lowest common denominator, and destroy parental influence. People are being programmed to think. The primary purpose of education is to take good education in order to get a good job. And this is what parents are also repeating. Get yourself sorted, pay attention to your education so that one day you can grow up and get a good job. Our children have to be taught. In addition to getting a job, primary purpose of education is an overall development of body and mind. So you can think and decide, not only for yourself, but also for your own family, for your society, for your country, and for humanity. Parents need to pay attention to what their children are watching and reading. Children are being taught to be unpatriotic. There is virtually no school education on moral and value building. Developing faith and trust on higher power is also missing. Cultural, religious, and national identification is important for young children. Generally, children having a strong cultural, moral, and ethical base grow up to be respectful of others' cultures and religions. So, in the area of culture, religious, and national identification, parents have to be more involved. During 1970 and since, an epidemic of casual sex and drug use overwhelmed school-aged teens. Our list of recommended sex education materials for school children aged 5 to 14 were introduced in 2000. Parents are not told sex education is optional, as it may offend some parents and it might be shock to them to learn what is being taught in the name of sex education. Conscious parenting is required to learn, and our conscious attention is needed more than ever. Parents have to know what is being done to their children, to them, to their family, and to the society in general. It is more important than ever. Let us not take this matter lightly. We do not want to participate in raising next generation of cyborgs, immoral, thoughtless human beings, busy with their phones and computers, or doing routine jobs, offering no mental or physical stimulation, day in and day out. Parents need to be aware and make groups of conscious parents involving also grandparents who have got experiences of life behind them. Then taking action steps at home and lobbying school system to change. Once we awaken to the facts, our focus immediately shifts. We are no longer naive and trusting. We become alert internally. And in the state of alertness, we can create new thinking shaped by solutions. Thanks for listening. Please leave your comments. For other parents, what are your ideas? What do you think are solutions we can take? If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Sharing is what spreads the light of awareness. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.